Hello everyone, and welcome to Symphony Preview on Hellenist Civic Television. My name is Cameron Knight. I am the Director of Development and Communications with the Hellenist Symphony, and I am sitting down today with Maestro Allan R. Scott, talking all about our October Masterworks performance, BRAHMS Requiem. This is going to be a massive concert at the end of October. Tell us a little bit about what you have in store.
Well, the BRAHMS Requiem is one of the great works of humankind, really. It's up there with like we think Mozart Requiem, Verdi Requiem. I mean, there's others, Berlioz's Requiem. But this is very different. The official title is Ein Deutsche Requiem, the German Requiem, which Brahms lamented later, saying he should have changed the title to a human Requiem. Mm-hmm. It's only called a German Requiem because it's sung in German. Mm-hmm. But the reason why it's very different is because he doesn't use any of the Latin Requiem text like Mozart does and Verdi does and most composers do. It's the Roman Catholic Latin text. Mm-hmm. It's not the typical Mass. There's this big section called the Dies Irae that a lot of composers make gloom and doom, and you hear it in movies, and the day of doom, day of wrath, where we'll all be judged. It's a big section in the Roman Catholic rite. Brahms takes all of that out. He doesn't use any of it. And he uses mostly the Beatitudes. Mm-hmm. Still uses scripture. But it's the point where, for those Christians, they know that story where Jesus goes up on the Sermon on the Mount and he gives all these sort of litanies. Blessed are those that do this, for they shall get this. So it's based almost principally on one phrase. Mm-hmm. Blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Mm-hmm. He's not even talking about the person who died.
Right.
And usually a Requiem Mass is always about, let them into heaven and may they rest in peace. That's what the Requiem means, rest. It's always about the person that died. Brahms does not even mention really the person that dies. He mentions those that are left behind. Sure. And his suggestion is that death really is about those who suffer are the ones that are left behind, not the one that died. We shouldn't be thinking about that person as much as remembering them. Mm-hmm. And he goes on to say, we remember them for what they did while living. We remember their good works. We remember how the life that they lived. And really those that are suffering are those that are mourning. Sure. And blessed are those that mourn, for they shall be comforted. And that's why he calls it a human requiem. It's about connecting with each other, and like we do when someone dies. So that's a very famous movement that even high school choirs sing it, How Lovely is Thy Dwelling Place. Mm-hmm. Is a very big part of this. There's a soprano solo performed by Kelly Curtin, who's been here before, beautiful angelic soprano voice, and a baritone who's going to be performed by Evan Thomas Jones. And they help us navigate this journey. It's definitely a spiritual journey, and it's certainly a religious one, but it's not just religious. Sure. It's very much a spiritual journey about how we handle loss, how we handle grief. And Brahms deals with it in his Fourth Symphony as well, where there's these, it's dark, it's melancholy, but it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. It's like a good tearjerker that you want to cry. Yeah. It's there's that type of feeling for it. It's also extraordinarily powerful and big. It's a massive chorus, a very large orchestra. It's not something you would ever see done during a church service. It's not meant for that. It's meant, he uses scripture to try to find a humanity. Mm-hmm. And it's less about our relationship with a God than it is our relationship with each other. Sure. And I love it when a composer will use the poetry of spirituality to help us find that connection. So I don't think it's limited to Christians or Catholics. Sure. I don't think that's what Brahms is getting at. Yeah. So it's a beautiful piece. It's one of the most popular works of music. And you could just do that and that's it, but we're going to pair it with a work by Clara Schumann, not a household name. Clara Schumann, married to Robert Schumann, Clara Weck was her maiden name. Robert Schumann was several years older, and Robert Schumann studied with Clara's father, piano, and they got married when she was very young. And Robert Schumann wasn't a household name. He wasn't that celebrated of a composer. She was a celebrated pianist. She's one of the first great pianists ever. She was a rival to Franz Liszt.
Sure.
They would try to outdo each other. She's the one who came up with the idea of memorizing music and turning the piano so you could see the pianist's hands, as opposed to they would play before where the back of the pianist. And so she came up with this idea, I'm going to wow them, I'm going to turn the piano so they can see my hands, and I have no music. And then Franz Liszt would do something even more spectacular. Sure. And it was sort of they were trying to outdo each other. She had concert engagements well before she was engaged to Robert Schumann. And she realized, though, that she was going to have to be a mother, wife, keeper of the house, the typical role of late 1800s role of a woman at the time, that we don't have any works fully orchestrated by her, except for the piano concerto. Which would originally start as just sort of a one movement work that Robert Schumann orchestrated for her. Piano concerto A minor, coincidentally, his piano concerto and his cello concerto also in A minor. And he orchestrated that movement for her. Fast forward later, she adapted that, turned that into the last movement of the concerto, changed a few things, wrote the first two movements, and it became this spectacular concerto that you don't see done too often. We have a piano soloist, Lucille Chung from Canada, who is coming in, and she performs this work a lot. So I'm really excited, one, to be able to feature Clara's music, because that's really the only work by orchestra that we have available. And secondly, I'm excited to put Brahms and Clara together, because Brahms'
relationship was very unique.
Very unique. He was very close with Robert, but Robert had a lot of emotional struggles. He eventually went into an asylum and he died, probably from syphilis. But he died fairly young. Clara then had to care for her children, the house, the money, so began a big concert tour. Johannes Brahms probably was in love with her. There's a lot of very intimate letters that they shared between them. I think she deeply cared about him. There's no evidence that they ever had an affair or they ever got together or anything like that. His best friend was Robert Schumann. When he died, Clara, though, maybe out of guilt or just boundaries or whatever, kept her distance a little more from Johannes at the time. So we're never quite sure, but we do know that there is a deep and meaningful connection, so much so that Brahms was younger, actually. Brahms wrote his second piano concerto, and he makes it 4 movements. In one of the movements, he has this beautiful solo cello. Well, he took that because in Clara Schumann's piano concerto, there's this beautiful solo cello that appears. So he's clearly giving a nod to Clara Schumann's concerto. His music is performed, he wrote the 4 most perfect symphonies, wrote 2 incredible piano concertos, and he's remembered more. And we don't know if they would have ever, who knows? But I thought it'd be nice to put them together. And other conductors do this, but I just thought it'd be nice to put Clara Schumann with Johannes Brahms. There is a deep artistic connection, spiritual connection, emotional connection that definitely was based in love. Now, whether it was ever intimate as an affair like that, we don't have any evidence of that. But it was one of the deepest connections in all of music. And interestingly enough, Clara and Robert were the first powerhouse artistic couple. We see that in Hollywood today. The first powerhouse artistic couple was Clara and Robert Schumann. If it wasn't for her, he would never have had the career that he had. She made him because she was the big star. But he became a star later. But they were, without question, everybody wanted to know about them. They were a powerhouse, like a Hollywood movie star couple. That's what they were. And so when he died, she spent the rest of her life trying to preserve her husband's legacy.
Well, and it's a very, I think, special meaning behind this concert. It's not the first Requiem that we've done in October. October concerts tend to be very reflective in this way. And so why do you think that this is the perfect concert for this time of year before we jump into some of our non-series performances?
Yeah, I've done Requiems other time of year, but yes, a lot of times has to do with just the chorus has to start preparing in September. But I think October, because it's autumn, it's when things die and go and some things go into hibernation. It's a time where the days are short, light is less, the dark is more, And that's not a bad thing. It's a time where we nestle in more.
Yeah.
It's this, you might get your first snowfall, but it's definitely, I love the autumn. It's one of my favorite time periods because of it's such a reflective time period. There is a serious part of our life that's, in order for things to be, as Mahler would suggest, in order to have great resurrection, in order to have the great rebirth, you need death.
Sure.
And so we have that all around us.
Yeah.
The plants, the trees, it's almost the seasons are crumbling into something else and then open up to a beautiful winter. So I think autumn is that kind of season, and I think
Sure.
it makes sense for that. I like you said, it's more reflective. It's not so much that it has to be about death, but it's about reflection, and I think that's what this concert is.
It's a great time of year for that. Just a reminder for our audience that tickets for our non-series concerts, Mozart by Candlelight and Christmas in the Cathedral, are on sale, as well as single tickets and mini subscriptions for all of our Masterworks concerts. This concert will take place on Saturday, October 25th at the Helena Civic Center, and we hope that you will all be able to join us. You can purchase your tickets online at helenasymphony.org or by giving our office a call at 406-442-1860, and we will see you at the concert hall.